On the 11th day of Advent, my penguin built for me a renovated barn home for Sims 3.
You sound terrible.
Hey penguins, welcome back to a new video. In today's video I will be doing a speed build of a renovated barn home. So this was the prompt for day 11 and I just actually can't quite believe we're already on day 11. Like, that seems to have gone so fast. If you have downloaded any of the previous builds or watched the videos, let me know what you think, and if you downloaded them for your game, where you've put them, what Sims are using them, I'd love to know. So today's build, as you might have guessed, is actually going to be a residential lot, so it is a place where your Sims can live. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably have noticed that the majority of my builds typically are community lots. So yeah, I don't do residential lots very often. I guess partly because I feel like there's such a variety of community lots you can make, and that's kind of where my prompts are leading to, people making things that are different and maybe just a bit more quirky and you don't already have in your game. Whereas I already feel like you have a lot of houses in your game, so I don't typically go out of my way to build residential lots. Plus I see like so many talented creative builders out there and YouTubers who already make like stunning homes, so I don't feel like there's a shortage of that. Whereas when it comes to the community quirkier lots, I try to fill the gap there a little bit and just make things that are a bit more unusual. But yeah, that's just my style. It might not necessarily be everyone's favourites. I mean, I know that the like stunningly beautiful modern houses and all that sort of thing, they're very popular, but it's just not my style necessarily. So hence we are making a quirkier house, even though it is a house. So it's gonna be a renovated barn which has like a history. I actually called this build, when I uploaded it, Haystack Home, because the history of this lot is that going back many years ago, this was a hay storage barn and probably was part of a bigger farm which is no longer there. So the idea is that the current owners have like put in a load of money to restore and renovate this into a family home basically. So it's no longer storing hay, it is literally somewhere that is just purely to live, so it's not going to home animals or anything like that. If you do download this build and you would rather make it into like a barn place, if you've got like the cows and chickens from the store or something like that that you want to add, that could be a nice idea. It's just not what I personally went for with this build. I just wanted to do something a bit different. So even though this does look like a huge build, I only made it into a 2-bedroom house, but I will say the bedrooms are massive, and when you see me furnishing them later in the video, you'll understand that it is still for a larger family or a growing family. And technically, if you wanted to build more onto it, you could definitely do that. The whole upper floor, I think, like, you've got ground, middle and upper. The upper floor is actually completely empty. It's like meant to be sort of an attic space. So if you wanted to then convert that when the family is growing, then that could be a really good idea because there is room to grow. Obviously, I don't know what size of family you're going to have in this build, so that's kind of why I kept the top space for whatever you want, because you might want a small family but they might be like into, I don't know, painting, and you might want to make the attic space into like a paint studio or something. So by leaving it empty, I'm just kind of giving you space to do what you want to do for those specific Sims. So I'm just doing the landscaping now, and again this is quite quirky because pretty much the whole front of the house is just a driveway. So because I built it with the thought of wagons and stuff back in the day just turning up to this barn and loading hay, so I thought it would just like mainly be like set up like that for that purpose. But I did later start to build more of a garden to the side where I've put the trees. There's going to be an actual little garden there because obviously there is no back garden with this lot, so it is a bit strange in that respect, but I've still tried to include everything that you'd want: a little place to play and obviously places to put the cars and things like that. And I think it just gives a really nice farmhouse feel to it. So I'm moving on to the garage, which isn't going to be for storing cars. I'm actually going to be using this as like a little workshop, I suppose, because I imagine back in the day this room again wouldn't necessarily be used for like woodworking and clay making and stuff like that, but it might be used for something to do with the storage, the hay process, something like that. So obviously it's been transformed into a little workshop hobby room, and I really like how it came out. I think it's really cute. I really wanted to incorporate that into the build though, because Ambitions is it is one of my favourite packs from The Sims 3. I know that might be controversial. I know a lot of other packs are people's typical favourites, but for me Ambitions is like a must-have, and I really enjoyed making my last save file in Twinbrook because again that was quite devoted to the idea of like your Sims careers and professions and things, but I just wanted to make it nicer because I was never that keen on the whole swampy sort of look to it, so I liked, making it more autumnal and stuff. So yeah, I think looking at it, this build would probably fit in really well with Appaloosa Plains that came with pets. Just so you know which packs I've used for this, I'm pretty sure again I used all the expansions to some extent. Mainly I think pets and the Ambitions pack. I think they were, and maybe Generations as well. I think they were my main packs that I used, and I probably used nearly all the stuff packs. I'm not sure if I used movie stuff. I don't think I used high-end stuff or Katy Perry sweet treats, and I don't actually think I used diesel stuff, so maybe I didn't use many stuff packs. I'll take that back. But yeah, to be fair, like I've always said, I just have all of them installed, so I'm not always paying that much attention to what I'm using, but yeah, just know that there might be stuff missing if you don't have that stuff. It doesn't make it unusable though, because it's just a house lot, which obviously the house type lot came with the base game, so I'm pretty sure you can just upload this into your game no matter what you have. It's just like I say, some things might be missing. So now I'm making what I said would be the attic. I really did consider making this like more integrated into the build, so your Sims would be able to go up there and stuff, but I just thought in the end I just want to give you, as the person downloading this, the freedom to do what you want with it, because I am obviously making the main living areas anyway, so I'll make like the bedrooms, the kitchens, all of that stuff, but it's just like the add-ons which you can decide if it's needed, maybe because you've got a bigger family, or like I say, your Sim might have a very specific hobby that you could do with the space for, so I've kind of left it up to you. I'm just doing the upper floor now. I will say also, for the upper floor I didn't even use all the floor space there, so again there's room for expansion. I just wanted to make it more cozy. I think that's why I went for the sort of smaller size areas, but like I say, because it's still only 2 bedrooms, the bedrooms are pretty sizable, so and I feel like there's a lot of room for Sims to move around Also, I will mention the only store items I use in this build is the Bayside kitchen set. Once again, I have made a note of that on my website where you're going to download it, what the store set is that I've included. But yeah, just so you know, that is the only store set I've used for this build. If you do want to download this build, you can get that from my website, which is nessiepenguin.com. Obviously it won't be on the exchange because I can't log in properly on the website, but if you do want to get it, at least everything that I've built so far is on my own website, either in the build section, or you can just click the little link on the home page, which is there currently for the Advent builds, so that will take you straight to it and you can find all the information there. But overall, I was really happy with how this build turned out. I think, like, in terms of things I found tricky, the barn doors that I use on the front of the lot really threw me because they need such a lot of space. I think they need like 6 tiles around the front and the back of the doors for them to actually function and open, so I had to really work around them when I was furnishing the living space. I made it work in the end, but it was a bit of a compromise, so that's just the way it is sometimes. But I wouldn't have removed the doors because I feel like they ultimately give it the look that I want it to have. So if you're building with those doors, that's just something to be aware of, that you will need a lot of space around them so that they can function. But yeah, I think that was the only like tricky thing. Everything else was pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to leave you in peace now to watch the rest of the video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye!